Now let's get to a movie that Eric Holmes and I can speak about together. It's a movie called Last Straw. I think they call it a siege thriller. Eric can probably paint a few colors on what siege thrillers are all about. He's seen these type of genre movies more than me. Maybe he can correct me and say, Greg, this is not a siege thriller. It's in theaters, digital, and on demand September 20th. The movie's Last Straw. It centers on Nancy, an actress played by Jessica Belkin. She is an up and coming actress. I interviewed her recently. She's wonderful as Nancy, the young waitress who works at a rural roadside diner. The diner is owned by her father, played by Jeremy Sisto. You've seen Sisto over the years in a bunch of movies. And yeah, Nancy is just frustrated for some reason. And that last straw may refer to Nancy's just real bad mood in that day. She's alienating her father. She's alienating her coworkers. There's a bunch of roughnecks and hoodlums, as one would say, as an old man like me would say. They come into the diner and they just really piss her off, and she's just going to call the cops, and et cetera, et cetera. And the day gets even worse when her dad says, "Well, you're going to have to cover the night shift as well." So once she alienates her coworkers, she ends up working at the night shift of the diner pretty much all by her lonesome. That is until those masked assailants return and terrorize Nancy. Hence, I suppose the siege element behind Last Straw. The movie also co-stars Taylor Kowalski as a coworker named Jake. And again, theaters digital on demand September 20th. Jessica Belkin in her interview was saying that she really wants to be sort of a scream queen kind of actress. I have a feeling this is a very plum role for her. She's really well, just very convincing in this movie. It's an indie film. Hopefully she gets more movies like Last Straw in the future with her resume. Eric Holmes, I really enjoyed it. I'm nervous. Does Last Straw work for you? Did it work for you?
It does, but I want to start off with Nancy's dad, Edward.
Yes.
That whole movie, I was like, I think that's familiar. Who is that? Got through the whole movie, could not figure out who he was, but I liked his character throughout I liked his character.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't in a whole lot. He just kind of peppered in here and there.
Sure.
The credits roll. Jeremy Sisto. Oh, of course that was Jeremy Sisto.
Yeah.
That's not really a spoiler unless you're a dumbass like me, then it's a
Nah.
total spoiler. I was not expecting this movie to go where it went. 'Cause,
Mm.
it starts off with her taking a pregnancy test, and then she leaves on the side of the road. She's talking with her friend. It's like, so what are you gonna do? "Oh, I think I'm gonna kill it." Like, okay. And then she goes to the diner, starts working, and just having a bad. So I thought this was just going to be like an indie drama of someone just having a progressively bad day in a small podunk town. I thought that's what it was.
Would have worked. It would have worked that way on a linear progression.
Yeah, yeah, it was working that way. Like
Oh,
I was,
okay.
I was getting kind of annoyed with Nancy,
Yeah.
just because like I think she kind of puts herself in a position where a lot of the problems she has, she kind of brings it on herself in that
100%.
like she
Yep.
doesn't she doesn't know how to fully interact with people in a real way that like with the parts with their coworkers, for example. You
It's
know,
downright mean. Downright mean to her.
there's a way to go like, hey, guys, look, I know you don't like me, blah blah blah, but I'm the manager. I need you to have my back on things. So like, these guys that were messing with me, if I kick them out, just have my back. You don't have to agree with it and blah blah blah. Instead of attacking them and then making them resent her
Eric,
immediately.
I
Like
want I wonder if Nancy, sorry to interrupt, is she having a bad day, or do you think that's always been ingrained in her character and how she treats the coworkers? That's what I was trying to figure
I
out myself.
I think that's what they're setting up at the beginning, that she's kind of abrasive on a lot of things. I don't know why that would be. Maybe it's a lack of life experience. Maybe it's the fact that her dad owns the diner and now, she kind of gets her way. I don't think that would be it though, because that seems like, hey, my dad owns a diner in a small town. Like that doesn't seem like something that would make you get a big head. But she definitely has some issues, and some of the problems like would be mitigated because I think she escalates the problems more than she mitigates them, which
Okay.
which brings us to later on
The
when
roadblock I want to ask you, Eric, do do we say how it's not different, or you're shaking your head? I think
uh,
you're probably correct there.
I think most people should just watch this movie.
What
It's
can we say
I
anything?
mean
I mean, nothing really. Huh?
So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean the part is like she fires one of the employees, and then he was supposed to work the late shift, so now she has to. And it's like, well, who's gonna work the late shift? She's like, I'll do it. And then she's there, and then the weirdos with the mask come back that were messing around with her to begin with. They come back, and then yeah, it's a siege movie after that.
Okay.
It's called
Good.
Last. It's called Last Straw, so you might be able to imagine where it's going. Yeah, and then it takes some odd turns from there.
Yes.
I really like the I guess we can say it does about halfway through the movie it replays some stuff from does the Rashomon thing.
I think that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
obviously we're not going to say what that is, but just
Right.
know that like halfway through the movie it's going to cut back to an earlier scene and then kind of replay some stuff. So it's got some of that going on.
Eric, I
And
was reading some reviews of Last Straw, and there were some people who said, "Oh, when the movie does that aforementioned thing that you said, when it goes back on a flashback or just a Rashomon style, they checked out." So I'm assuming you
that
didn't
was
check.
the best part.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Um,
Okay,
Look,
yeah.
if you I mean,
I'm
maybe
glad you.
the other reviewers are right. But yeah, when it took that halfway point and then started playing the same stuff back, but from the different point, like that's why I like, Rashomon, Groupers, Boomtown, now Last Straw. It's like watching the same thing happen, but from a different perspective. I think is always fun. They also did some kind of unreliable narrator stuff in that too
Yes,
because there was
yes.
stuff that you saw, but now it's playing out different because it's from someone else's perspective. The thing didn't happen the way we saw it happen the first time. In fact, it happened completely different.
Let's mention this. The director is Alan Scott Neal. The writer is Taylor Sardoni. And good script, good direction for an indie film. There's something that happens in the third act, and Eric mentioned something in the middle. The execution cinematically in the third act is, to me, I don't know if you agree with this, Eric Holmes, chef's kiss, because it's a rewatchable, awesome third act, I think, without giving too much away.
I
So,
will say in
right.
movies like this, characters tend to do stupid things. Just wait, it'll be explained why they're doing the stupid thing.
Yes. All right. Look, Eric.
Oh, and one other thing. There's you can cut this out if you want. I'll be
Okay.
extremely vague, but I love this scene. Someone walks in, sees a body, looks up, turns around and leaves. I'm
I'm
like,
out.
more characters in movies need to do that. Just
More.
walk in, nope, not at all, and then just
Right. Yeah. Look, Last Straw. I appreciate this movie more now than I did 2.5 weeks ago. Bruce Berkey, you get to listen to his review. Eric Holmes, it's fresh in his mind. I also want to mention Taylor Kowalski. I interviewed him as well. Very good actor in Last Straw. In theaters, digital, on demand, September 20th. Eric Holmes, your rating.
oh shoot,
Well, I'll give my rating for Last Straw. Last
yeah,
Straw to me, solid thriller. I really love the little change in it. I'm giving it a straight 4 stars. 4 stars for Last Straw. I really love Jessica Belkin in this as well as Taylor Kowalski and really good filmmaking. Okay.
I'm gonna go 4.5.
Okay.
This could probably bump up, like if I saw it again, because I feel like, especially with the Rashomon style, my guess is that there's a bunch more details in this that I might have missed. That if I catch on a second viewing, I'll be like, "Oh, I see what you did there. That's clever." My guess is that I miss a bunch of little tiny things like that.
Superficial level, Eric Holmes. Do you agree with this? The whatever that diner was, however, good diner, good
Yeah,
location spot. I thought it was well done, right? And the actual architecture with all that grassy area. It's like you said, it's in Podunk. Seems like it's in the middle of nowhere. Some really
yeah.
good way to when the you know what hits the fan. I really loved how they used the diner and its surrounding area.
See,
So
my theory is that Yuma County happened. They burned that diner down, built the new one, and this is like 3 years later. And so
yes,
it's not the diner. It's like the diner is built on like an Indian burial ground or something like that, and it's just inevitable that in this ongoing diner, whatever diner they put up, just bad things are going to happen every time.
yes, I am surprised, Eric, that you gave it 4.5 stars. I was thinking maybe it would be a movie that you weren't a big fan of, and I was completely wrong regarding Last Straw. Okay, so Last Straw, starring Jessica Belkin and Taylor
Kowalski.
Taylor Kowalski. My bad, Taylor Kowalski on that. Currently on Rotten Tomatoes by what, maybe 18 reviews, 18 or 19 reviews, 78% the rating. So there are a
That's
little.
not bad. It
That's not
probably
bad.
would have went. I probably would have went higher, but it's not
Yeah,
bad.
we'll see. Most importantly, tell us what you think.
I
Yes.
wonder how much of that though is like the because characters do stupid things in this,
Yes. Yes.
but then they go back and like the stupid thing they did, they'll go back and kind of show that scene again, and it completely makes sense why that happened.
Understandable. Yeah.
It's not either they did it for a specific reason or it's they didn't do exactly what you think they did.
Right.
And there's also a certain type of people that do certain types of things that don't make sense. I mean, that would be spoiler to go into detail there, but
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
if you have a certain type of personality or something about you, you're going to make bad decisions. That's not bad writing. That's a character that makes bad decisions is
That's
all
just,
that is.
yeah, human nature. Yes. Again, that is,
It's kind of like the difference between stupid writing and stupid character. Sometimes the character is just stupid. It's not the fault of the writer.
yeah, no, very good point, Eric Holmes, on Last Straw again in theaters, digital, and on demand September 20th via Shout Studios. I'm very, very happy that Eric gave 4.5 stars. I gave it four. Let's see what Bruce Perky's gonna rate it. I still am shook. I am shooketh that Bruce Perky has left your attic. I hope he does return out of Stockholm Syndrome, Eric Holmes, because he still needs to do some cinematic stuff. And don't make him eat people food because he's gonna turn into a person
Well, if
once
he
again.
thinks I'm gonna refill his water bowl again or water bowl again, not gonna happen.